Do you happen to know what crepey skin is and wonder if you have it? We're going to take a few minutes with all of you today to kind of define what that means. And do you even check yourself to see if you even have the symptoms of it, if it's something that you have already, and is it something that you can actually prevent? So I think the best thing for all of us to do right now is identify it, right? So what does it mean to have crepey skin? So unlike wrinkles that we deal with as well, wrinkles are generally caused, or the visual appearance of them is from muscle movement, right? You have the smoother lines from expression, right? Smiling, eating, living, okay, your regular life. And then over time, that muscle movement will leave a fine line or a wrinkle on the skin. But what about crepey skin? Well, crepey skin really is contributed to, here I go, sun damage. So this really means that crepey skin can start to evolve quite at any time when you're doing a lot of sun exposure without protecting your skin. So what I'm here to share with you today is, like, what if you want to protect yourself from getting it? And what are you going to do about it when you already have it? So what are some symptoms, or how can I describe crepey skin to you? Is if we really think about sun exposure, sun itself, or the UV that comes from sun, will eventually influence the skin and really affect the elastin. So that's that snapback part of your skin. I always like to liken it to like an elastic band. So when you have an elastic band, it's nice and snug, and it usually you stretch it and it comes back. Well, crepey skin is really when that elasticity will start to slow down. So it's not going to produce the same way in the skin, and what it will do is that it'll give the appearance of the skin not having as much snapback. So think of it like an overused elastic band that eventually is not going to snap back anymore, and then you end up with this kind of floppy looking skin. I know this is not probably making any of you feel really great at the moment, but I just wanted to say it is a real thing. And where do we tend to see it start to show up first? Under the eye area, and yes, I'm going to say it, under the arms. So these are the spaces that we tend to see it first, but then eventually will start to affect other areas. And we do know that one of the very first places we see the signs of aging is also on our hands. So we might start to see that change in the texture of our skin, and that crepiness will then end up being a little bit more of that fragility that we see. So what are some things that we can put into action to help prevent it? Well, use an SPF. Using an SPF will definitely give you that protection that you need against those UV rays. And from our past discussions, you've heard me say that usually 90% of all the visual effects we see of aging comes from the sun. So having SPF is just a really great staple to have, and is part of your most essential parts of your skin care routine daily. So that is a really easy way to work on that preventative side for crepey skin. Now, what if you already have it? And usually we'll start to truly see the appearance of crepey skin in our 40s. So that gives us that time, of course, of all that, those years of UV exposure to the sun is going to start to become accumulative, and this is why we hit that 40-year mark. But as I said in the beginning, it can happen at any time, depending on that exposure that you have in the first place. So can you do some things? Well, you want to look for ingredients in your skincare and insert into your routine things like glycolic. You want to reach out for peptides. You want to consider using things that are going to be gentle as exfoliation, or in treatment like lactic acid. So these are going to be just a couple of pieces, and of course the SPF I had already mentioned. So what I want to do is I'm going to introduce you to some really awesome Eminence products that you may want to consider adding to your own routine if you think that this is something that is affecting your skin. So number one, let's bring out that SPF, because we know that it's one of the most important. And today, just because it's here, is my beautiful Lilikoi Daily Defense SPF 40. Oh, such a great component because it comes in a nice little tube, so it's super easy to use. The tip though here is that when you're using SPF is that you want to be mindful about your application, okay? So make sure that when you're applying SPF that you're applying it really evenly. I tend to hit my high points first, get that in because that's going to be the first place of contact, and then I want to then go and work in all the other areas. So work in small segments, I guess, is the great tip here to wearing an SPF daily. And your SPFs always work better when the skin is well hydrated beforehand. So that's going to lead me into introducing to you a couple of other products. And I'm going to bring up our tried tested and true, beautiful bamboo firming fluid. This one has that natural retinol alternative. Very, very lightweight and can easily go on for all skin types. So even if you're a little bit on the oilier side, this will be an excellent choice for you. Apply a couple pumps, press it into the skin, let it settle in, and then you can look to an eye product. And I have pulled up one of my favorites, especially if I want to add a specialized product to my routine for that particular need, is the beautiful Marine Flower Peptide Eye Cream. And we do know, remember I mentioned that the eye area is one of the very first places that we see the evidence of crepiness to the skin. So we really want to take care of that eye area. So this is a product that I would recommend. You also heard me talk about the other place we see it the most, so it's really maybe an opportunity for you now to introduce a beautiful, purposeful body cream into your home care routine that easily can be done after you shower or after you take a bath. When the skin is a little bit warmer and damp, is going to be the optimal time to apply a body lotion. But again, if you're just feeling a little bit dry and you want to use your cream, use it anytime you like. This beautiful Minoi Age Corrective Night Body Cream, beautiful. I like it because it's convenient. It has the tube. This is something that you can either keep at your bedside, in the washroom after you bathe, of course, or it can just be like by any table where you're spending a lot of time so you don't forget to do the application. And you don't just have to put it on the underarm to pull it all the way through. And what a great little hack for your hands as well. So beautiful piece here to be introducing to your routine to take care of the body situation of crepey skin. I did mention also thinking about different acids, exfoliation, etc. That also could be something that you're already maybe doing in your home care routine, but we might want to get a little more specific of a product that you can choose. I've pulled out our beautiful Firm Skin Acai Exfoliating Peel. Love the packaging here. Inside is about 35 applications of product, so this would be done a couple times a week if you like. It's a really nice new add to your exfoliation step in your home care routine. If you haven't had an opportunity to do more of a chemical style exfoliation, maybe you're already using a scrub, you might want to look at upgrading. This would be a really good place to begin, and one of my personal top 10 favorites. That's probably why I pulled it out today. And last but not least is thinking about what we're going to do while we're sleeping. We did mention that wearing SPF is really important to not miss in your daytime routine, but also considering what do I not want to miss in my night care routine is ensuring that I've got a really purposeful moisturizer that I could use to combat any of my major concerns. And today we're talking about crepey skin. I would love to recommend our Marine Flower Peptide Night Cream. Luxurious. Scent profile amazing. Like silk on the skin. I'm telling you, you will wake up brand new. Well, I can't promise you that, but you'll definitely feel brand new in the morning. That is for sure. So again, really looking at this skin condition that some of us might be concerned about called crepey skin, recognizing that when the leading cause is going to be UV exposure, so always keeping in mind what you can do to protect against that, and then looking at if it's already existing, implementing really amazing skincare into your routine to really help work against it. And that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you're able to have more elastic and wonderfully firm skin, and I can't wait to catch up with you next time. I'm Natalie with Eminence Organic Skincare for another In the Mix, and as always, if you want to see more of these, don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. I'll catch you next time.